I'm Vic Cohen, and it's a fair question. It's a fair question. It's a fair question. I'm Vic Cohen, and it's a fair question. It's a fair question. I'm Vic Cohen, and it's a fair question. Hello there, this is Vic Cohen, and it is always a fair question here, and I am so excited. You guys are going to love this guest. I met this man, this mountain of a man. I gave him a hug when he came in, and I disappeared in his bosom. Yeah. Did you know that? I felt like a little baby.
You did, man. I was about to pick you up and feed you.
I wanted to be fed. You have such supple breasts. You really do.
They're called moobs.
This he is a great guy. I met him while I was working on Deal With It.
Yeah, man.
Acting. That was the True TV show with Howie Mandel and Theo Von.
Yes.
And you came in. Chewy Martinez is our guest. Chewy,
What's
you
up,
came
man?
in. And you know what? Like, if I had a little bit of a man crush on you.
Ditto.
I'm serious. You have such great energy.
Thank you, brother.
You ooze positivity.
I try, man. I try real hard.
Well, it doesn't look like you're trying.
It just
seems like it comes natural.
That's just the way I am, brother.
I love it.
You know, because this is the way I live my life. The root of all my decision-making, the root of every move I make in my career, in my life, the root of it is love. That's the way you got to live your life. And I've kind of perfected that, but just from the way I grew up. I grew up in a really, really rough part of LA. I grew up in East LA.
Beverly Hills. You grew up in
right. I wish, but a couple minutes east of here.
Well, hold on one sec. Before that was exactly where I want to go, but I do want you guys to know Chewy as far as some of his work, in case it might ring a bell. He's hosted Travel Channel's All You Can Meet.
Yes.
And Fox's Knock Knock Live. He was co-host of that. He's also, again, on True TV, and he's also a DJ. You might know him from Kiss FM. That's the iconic LA station, 102.7. He's a DJ there. Show is syndicated on Sirius XM. So he's really all over the place. And the fact that we got him tonight is huge.
Nah, brother, you hit me up.
Seriously.
And we've been trying to do this for a while, and I'm just happy I could come down here and hang out with you.
I am really excited to have you. So tell me again, you lived a few now, when you say a few blocks from here, you were in East LA, right?
East LA, man, born and raised. It was either Lincoln Heights or the SGV.
What's SGV?
The San Gabriel Valley. It was Rosemead. It was Lincoln Heights, going back and forth. We lived in. We got evicted from our home in Highland Park when I was like 4 years old. So we had to.
Is this a home that your parents owned?
Yeah, this was a home that my parents owned, and we got evicted, and we had to go live with my grandmother. So we lived with my grandma for a number of years, and up until like around 1990, 91. And then, like, the LA riots happened. And then...
You're a pretty young guy. Were you like in high school during those riots? Junior high?
No, during the riots, I was in fifth grade.
Oh, wow.
Grade. Yeah,
okay, and that was like right around you?
Yeah, that was... We saw the National Guard, and we saw the tanks and the soldiers going up and down our block.
Now, as a fourth grader, was this cool? Or was this scary, or a little of both?
Cool and scary, and a little bit of both, because my family was kind of like, after seeing all that, they would tell us stories of, like, you know, my father being Dominican and my mother being Mexican, and having family members who were Central American. They definitely talked about like the wars in El Salvador, and it just reminded. It was very, very reminiscent of. It was very third world country-ish.
So your father came to both your parents immigrated here?
No, my mother was born and raised in LA. My father came from Dominican Republic in the late 60s, right after the revolution over there in the Dominican Republic, and came over here, actually went to New York, and that's where he started his life. And then he eventually made it to Los Angeles in the mid 70s.
So he met your wife, his wife out here.
Yeah, my mom and him met at a salsa club, and my mother and my father are both amazing dancers, and my mother used to dance competitively. So her partner didn't show up that night. So she basically looked for a replacement so she could compete still. And she found the guy with the biggest afro and the biggest platforms, and she found my dad, and then they danced, and I believe they got second place in the contest.
Where was that salsa club? Is it still around?
No, it's long gone, but it was called the Peruvian Room.
And so your parents got married, and how many children did they have?
I was the only child for my mom. I'm the only child for my mom, but my father had 3 other children.
From other
marriages.
A lot of different women?
A lot. He's Dominican. He's a Caribbean man.
That is a Dominican responsibility almost. You must have lots of children.
Yeah, he's a Caribbean Latin man, and he definitely laid down his seed wherever he could.
Right now he is as we speak.
He probably
right
is,
in the front
brother.
seat of his Buick.
He probably
I don't know why it's a Buick.
I don't know why he would have a Buick.
I don't know. It just felt good because the Buick is a funnier word.
Right.
Than Chevy.
Totally.
You know. So your dad was a womanizer.
He
would say, you know, like, and how does that not?
Most definitely.
How are you a womanizer? Would you say?
I used to be, man. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I used to be pretty horrible.
Did you cheat? So would that be me cheating?
On my last girlfriend. I cheated a lot.
Okay.
And it was in college. So what do you expect? You know, and I played football and I was a jock and I was doing radio at the time. And I was letting loose, man. I was letting loose.
Okay, well, your dad, what kind of work was he doing?
Well, my dad was definitely in the music industry, and he was definitely involved in like the scene. And
was money always an issue growing up?
Money wasn't always. It was an issue. It wasn't always an issue, to be honest with you, man. It was pretty rough, and it was definitely rough because my mother and father got divorced when I was 5.
So then, who raised you?
My mom.
Alone, single mom.
Single mom. And
where was Dominican dad?
Dominican dad just went off.
Salsa'd off to the distance?
Pretty much, man. Did his thing.
Well, you haven't seen him?
I saw him since. I've seen him since, but I haven't talked to my father in the last 5 years.
And what happened?
It's just a rocky relationship. It's always been a rocky relationship. I think because we're so similar, but he's definitely a hard-headed chauvinist, and I'm the sensitive, like, mama's boy.
So do you think that this whole theory about, you know, basing your life on love is because of being a mama's boy in a sense?
100%, brother. 100%. Being a mama's boy and being raised by my grandma too. Mm-hmm. They always, you know, gave me I don't know how you say it in English. They always gave me advice, consejos, un consejo, advice.
About dating?
About not dating, but just being a good human being. And about just being loving.
Were they physical? Like, was it old school? Like, you get a slap across the face if you were bad?
Oh, brother, I would get my ass beat. And I think that's why I'm here sitting with you right now, man, because there was drugs, there was gangs, there was drive-bys.
Were you ever offered to be in a gang?
100%.
Like, how does that happen?
You know how it happens?
I rushed a fraternity, a Jewish fraternity. I'm guessing it was different. You know, you do interviews, they throw a party.
Brother, you know, it's crazy because you don't know it's happening. But when it happens and after it happens, you're kind of in the mix and you're like, oh shit, I guess I'm a part of this hood, or I'm a part of this.
What hood were you a part of, or is it too scary? You shouldn't even mention it. Is it too dangerous?
I was approached always in East LA by gang members. But
like, how young were you?
I was maybe in 5th, 6th grade. They get you young, bro.
And what do they want you to do?
They want to jump you in.
And what does that mean? They beat you up?
They beat your ass.
And you're going to survive, right? They're not going to kill you.
They're not going to kill you. But if you survive, you're in the hood.
And the more beat up you are, the cooler you are to them?
Pretty much.
Like, if you lost a couple teeth or broken bones, you're awesome to
You're
them?
awesome. You could take a beating. So you could take hanging out with us because you're a tough guy.
And did you ever get involved in any actual crimes?
I didn't, brother. I didn't. I never got... My mother kept me far away from all that shit. I never got involved. But it's crazy because I experienced the Mexican gangs here in LA, but when we left to go to live in Phoenix, Arizona to take care of my great-grandparents, that's where we relocated after the riots.
And how old were you then?
I was like
4th grade?
10. I was like 10.
5th grade?
10. And we relocated, but it was in kind of an even worse neighborhood. It's ridiculous because we lived in a bad neighborhood here, and then we went to Phoenix, Arizona, to a worse neighborhood. And it was Mexican gangs here, but in Phoenix, Arizona, it was all Crips.
What are Crips?
It's like Bloods and Crips. Like
I'm really like
Crips.
Am I safe?
You're safe. You're safe.
You'll protect me.
I will protect you, bro. Crips are basically just like a part of a gang. They're a gang. They wear blue and they're Crips. They was started here in LA.
So, but are they all Hispanic?
No, they're predominantly African American. So the Crips that were in Phoenix were predominantly African American, but check this out. The only Latin that was a Crip in that gang was my cousin Carlos. So when I moved to Phoenix, first he came to my house and he took all the red out of my wardrobe. Everything that was red in my closet, he threw it away.
For your own protection?
This is for my own protection.
But let me ask you this. This is what I don't get. Is it really just about money that's the only place your mom could afford? Because I sometimes wonder, aren't there inexpensive places to live that aren't gang infested?
At the time, yeah, brother. Money was always an issue, brother.
And that's it. You don't have choices.
We didn't have a choice. We didn't have a choice. Yeah. Period. No choice. Like, you're going to live here. And we were there taking care of my great-grandparents, and they had been living there
What gang were they in?
They were the Ensure Mafia.
Depends.
The Depends Mafia. Yeah, they were there. But they'd been living there since the 70s. And in the 70s, it was a great neighborhood. Right. And in the 80s, it started like really getting bad. And then the early 90s, man, we had those crack houses, those liquor stores on every corner. There was gang violence. There was drive-bys. It was bad. Like, do you know people who lost their lives in these gangs? Like, absolutely.
You have buddies growing up from elementary school?
Man, brother, my boy Freddie, my boy Victor, those, man, tons.
What happened?
This blasted shot, man.
Literally
shot. I've been in 2 drive-bys. I was in 2 drive-bys here in Los Angeles.
And that was just on your way to the studio.
Right. On my way to see
God
you.
God forbid.
No, it's being in the park, man. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy out there. Has it calmed down a little bit? Maybe.
When you were in 2 drive-bys, where was this?
This was one was in a park. We were playing
in LA.
In LA, we were playing, and we heard gunshots, and we had to just fall to the ground. That's what you do, bro. And then the one after that was in front of a friend's house. We were playing outside, and we heard more gunshots. They had been shooting at somebody, and we had just dropped to the ground. It's nuts, man. It happens. It happens. But you know, I survived, and I'm here, man.
So when you are asked to be in a gang, it's not like they just ask you, you get jumped.
You kind of get they ask you. They kind of they'll ask you. They'll kind of court you, bro. Like they're going to ask you to prom. Okay. You know, but thank God they had the respect to like ask me if I wanted to do it. I'm like, no, but some hoods won't even give you the option.
So you said, I'm not interested.
I'm not interested. But check this out. When I was in Phoenix, one of the cats that was from this gang that grew up around that my cousin was in, he asked me, he's like, yo, where you from, homie? I'm like, I'm not from anywhere. I'm from here. I'm from this neighborhood. He goes, oh, you from here? What's up? Like he was about to handle me. One cat came running like, yo, that's Carlos's little cousin. And he took like 3 steps like back, like, yo, my bad. I'm sorry.
So like Carlos, how many years is he doing right now?
He's actually not. He's actually good,
alive.
Man.
He's a doctor.
He's alive. He's a plastic surgeon. Yeah. You can see him on Botched on E. No, he's actually doing pretty good for himself, man. He got out of all that craziness, and he's doing pretty good for himself in Phoenix. He has his family.
So your dad wasn't paying child support?
My dad paid a little bit of child support, and then it kind of stopped.
And what about your mom? Like, what kind of work was she doing?
Man, my mother was doing like temp work. My mother was cleaning houses. My mom is my queen, man. My mom is.
What's her name?
Selenia, and she.
You look like you're getting teary-eyed just.
No, that's my mom, bro. Like she's everything.
But you know, I know like people have a closeness to a mom. I mean, just naturally, you know.
Totally.
But. And I know probably in the Hispanic community, but it seems like your bond is way deeper.
Yeah, man, it's extremely deep. You know, it just me and my mom going through just so many things together. It was just always me and my mom.
Do you think that, I think that having a close relationship with a mother is really obviously important for you. It was life-saving.
Yes.
I'm just curious, do you think that it ever gets in the way of you meeting a woman? In other words, like, you know, it could be like, you already kind of have, I mean, not in a sexual way, of course, but I mean, you have that intense kind of like, it's all, you know, like attachment.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that? Like,
I've thought about it a little bit. You know what? Because, you know, every woman that I've dated and my mother has met, she's loved. Mm-hmm. My mother's rules are just like, if you treat my baby good, if you love him and you treat him with respect and love him, that's it. That's all I'm worried about. That's it. That's it, man. So
you as far as a male role model, your dad booked when you were in 4th grade, right?
He booked when I was no, brother. He booked when I was like 5. He booked like when I was like in first grade.
Okay. And so that had to affect you.
You know what, man?
What'd your mom say? How does she explain
My mom was fine, dude.
How does she explain it to a 5-year-old?
But I remember the night it happened. Like I remember the night my dad was packing up his shit and leaving. And I could hear it. I could hear it go down. And I heard them arguing. I heard my mother kind of like kick him out. And
was this in Spanish?
It was in Spanish. Yeah, it was in Spanish.
I was trying to really take the scene here.
It was definitely a soap opera in the
And it
house.
wasn't like talking, it was screaming?
It was a little bit of both.
Like, get the F out of here, you no good son of a...
Kind of, yeah. But you know what? My mother is very hard-headed and my dad's hard-headed. So both of those, them fighting, that was like UFC 200.
And were you kind of like looking
octagon.
like...
That's exactly what I was doing.
They didn't really know you were there, but...
They didn't know I was there. And then my dad finally saw me. He saw me and then he was like, shit, like, let's stop arguing in front of our son.
Too late.
Too late. Now, and
it's 5 years too late. I mean, it's probably been going on that whole 5 years, right?
Yeah, brother. I haven't talked to my pops in a while, man. I haven't talked to him in a while. And it's just, there's still a lot of pain. There's still a lot of hurt there. You know, my father decided not to work it out with my mom and left, and to be 100%, a million on it, like 1,000,000% honest with you and the people who are listening now. My dad started doing very, very well for himself. And I think that he didn't want to be burdened with a wife and a kid at the time. I think he definitely loved my mother. He tells me, and he tells even all the other kids in the family, he's like, your mother is the only woman I've never cheated on.
That's a sad commentary.
That's right, brother. But it's reality.
That would be a good thing. You'd hope he wouldn't cheat on it, of course.
Of course. It's reality, though, bro, and it happens.
So you said you remember that day. It's obviously very vividly. What else comes to mind?
I remember crying a lot, and I remember my dad leaving the house, and I remember feeling a little bit of resentment towards my mother, because I'm just like, why is dad leaving? Like, why is pops leaving? Like, why can't you work it out? You know, like,
because she was the one throwing him out, it appeared.
Yeah, and right then and there, when you're young, you don't know what the fuck is going on. So when I saw that going down, I'm just like, damn, my dad's leaving, my family's breaking up. But now, as an adult, that was the best thing that ever happened, Vic. Them divorcing, because he is very controlling. She can be crazy at times. They would have killed each other. And my life would be so different right now, brother. I don't know if it's definitely a good thing, because it prepared me emotionally. It prepared me to be the adult and the human being that I am now, man.
When you said that he was in the music business or getting success, what was he doing at that time that was so successful?
At that time, he was doing a lot of nightclub business. And
like promotion?
He was doing that, and a lot of nightclub business, and bringing a lot of the Latin and Caribbean acts from the Caribbean and South America, a lot of musical groups and acts that weren't coming out here, and he was making a lot of money.
He's kind of like an agent?
Yeah, at the time, my father was making $100,000 in a weekend.
Profit?
No bullshit.
So why would he not? It's crazy that you have to be dodging bullets in a park.
Yeah, exactly. But see, exactly,
he could have bought a house for you guys. It didn't even have to be like crazy. It could be a house in the valley, in a safe part of the valley. It doesn't have to be,
it could have been
high end.
It could have been a little condo in Alhambra. We would have been happy. But I think he felt he didn't need he didn't want a wife and kid, bro. And he wanted to let loose a little bit. And he did his thing. But you know what? Karma's a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And he lost everything. He lost it all. He lost everything.
On what?
Gambling. Gambling.
He was an addict?
He was a gambler. And I'm kind of a gambler, so I know where I get it. So
he had that ism, that addiction.
Bro, he would lose like $100,000, $50,000 in Vegas in one weekend. He was fucking crazy.
Wow.
Like
now,
that.
have you dealt with addiction in your life?
I haven't. You know what? I'm blessed, man. I'm not, you know, I haven't, maybe I have a little bit of a food addiction, but I love food, but nothing, I'm not going to eat my feelings and cry in bed, nothing like that. But my vice is, man, I can't believe I'm saying this. My vice is women, man. My vice is women. My vice is, it can be gambling. That's why I kind of give myself a limit in Vegas when I go. I love to gamble.
Yeah.
I love to gamble. Like I tell my friends, like, okay, I'm going to take out 500. I'm going to take out 1,000 now. If you see me coming back to the ATM, grab me and we're leaving. So I have, the gambling is a little bit of a problem. Right. And the women, bro, I love ladies, man.
Do you have a lady in your life right now?
I do have a girlfriend now, man. I love her. That's my life.
And so, like, how long have you been with her?
We've been together for a couple of years now.
And you've been faithful to her.
I've been faithful. Yeah. I've been faithful. Absolutely. Am I a flirt? Fuck yeah, I'm a flirt. I flirt my ass off. I'm a flirt, man.
Yeah.
But I've definitely been a good boy. I've definitely been a good boy. I love her, man. That's
great. How'd you guys meet?
We met at a party. Actually went to the party to see, I went to the this is funny. I went to the party to to meet her friend originally, but her friend was looking fucking crazy, bro. So I saw her and I was just like, yeah, this one's beautiful. She's amazing.
What does she look like?
She's tall, she's blonde, she's a former plus size model. So she's banging.
Now she's super plus.
She's
usually they go down. You go,
yeah, yeah.
She's a plus model now. Do you like larger women?
I love a healthy woman. I love a woman with curves, man. I can't have no skinny chick.
Okay,
that's not going to happen.
I like a woman with the hips of a teenage boy. And I know that's wrong.
That's hilarious. That sounds so bad.
It sounds so horrible. I said woman. It's just a woman. But I like those. I like really slim and tiny. And, you know, you and I would be perfect together at the bars.
Yeah, we would.
The opposite taste.
We would.
Completely.
Totally different taste.
Yeah, I like anorexic is, well, I can't say that. I'm not going to go there.
You like anorexic chicks?
No, I just think, I don't know. I'm attracted to really thinner type
women.
I don't like a big trunk, junk in the trunk kind of thing.
You don't like the junk in the trunk?
Not really. Like Kim Kardashian's ass does nothing for me.
Really?
Except scare me. I'm not a big guy. I mean,
You're little.
Yeah, if she hit it, you know, I could actually get hurt by her ass.
No, you would get fucked up.
I would probably get bruised. Yeah. Have you ever seen her tape, by the way?
Wait, the sex
porn tape?
Oh yeah, bro.
That's hardcore.
Who hasn't?
I just couldn't believe. I saw it, and I've been putting it off, and I could not believe how hardcore that thing was.
Oh, it's.
I mean, it's a real porn tape.
No, it's dirty, bro. She gets down.
So, how did you at 16? I know your career. You said you started your career. I was reading a little bit about you, and how did you start your career at 16?
Man,
and how did you not turn into that craziness that was all around you? I know you said your mom, but was it like you had a goal, like a conscious goal? I'm going to make something of myself.
Yeah, Vic, brother. You know, something happened. Like when you see your mom at the kitchen table, bawling her eyes out, crying with a stack of bills on the table. That I saw that at like 9, 10 years old. That did something to me, man. That did it right there. I told myself, I saw my mom going through all this, and I started working when I was 9. I started working when I was 9 years old.
Doing what?
I was selling candy door to door, and I would see my mom struggle. I would see my mom cry, and I told myself, I was like, in my adult life, I will never know this feeling. I will never know that feeling because I'm going to work my ass off. And I'm blessed, man.
Do you help your mom out now?
Absolutely. I support her. Yeah, I take care of my mom.
She doesn't work at all?
No, my mom is never going to retire. My mom is a worker. My mom loves to work. She works, but...
She's here in L.A.?
She's in Phoenix.
Okay.
She's in Phoenix, Arizona. But
How do you survive being so far from her? I mean, I know it's not that far, but...
She comes a lot. She comes down here a lot. I was just out there for Christmas, for like 2 weeks.
Did you get her a new place?
Yeah, she has a condo that's paid for. Yeah.
In a nicer
Oh yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Right in the middle of the gangs.
Right in the middle of the West Side. No, she lives right by the Cardinal Stadium in Glendale. So she's good, man.
Okay, I don't know that area very well.
Yeah.
I know Scottsdale really well.
Yeah. It's not Scottsdale, but it's a really nice area.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
so you are like Elvis taking care of mom.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Is that what drives you currently? Like you want to improve your mom's lifestyle as well as your own?
You know, I want to just be, I want to take care of her. I just want to make sure she's comfortable. I want to take care of her. I want to take care of my grandmother. I just want to make sure everybody's good, man. I don't want anybody to suffer. I don't want anybody to feel any pressure anymore. Like that's done. That's done. The moment I could start taking on some of my mother's bills, I was like, 24, 25. And I was just like the best feeling in the world, bro. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to keep going, bro.
Were you at KISS at that point?
24, 25. No, I was actually at a station here in LA called Latino 96.3. And that's when I kind of signed my first big radio contract.
How did that happen? Were you doing like working as an intern or?
No, man. Thank God I've never had to be an intern. Knock on wood. Thank God. But I just got my foot in the door, was a street teamer, and kind of worked my way all the way. What's a street teamer? Street teamer, they're responsible. They're the promo team. They're out putting banners up. They put tables up.
Someone gave you a shot?
Yeah, they do giveaways. Yeah. Somebody gave me a shot.
Like a weekend slot or something?
Yeah, that was my first gig when I was 17.
DJing on this is
on the street team.
Okay, not
in Phoenix,
yet.
Not yet.
Oh, in Phoenix.
DJ was a couple years down at a regional Mexican station. It was all Spanish, and it was called 105.9 Puro Mexico.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my favorite show. I love that show.
Right.
I used to listen all the time.
Did you?
I was sad when you left.
Thank you. Yeah, man. I got the hell out of there. That was my first radio gig, my first on-air gig, and then came to LA, packed my stuff up, and moved to LA. I was like, you know what? If I want my radio career to go where I want it to be, if I want to fucking kick ass, I'm going to hop in my car, move, and get the hell out of Phoenix.
Did you know that LA was where it was going to be for you?
I definitely knew LA where it was going to be the right fit for me.
And you knew that you were going to be a DJ.
I knew it. Something was telling me that you need to go to LA and make it happen. Now, I'm so happy I did that.
Now, it's really funny when doing a Google search on you, a wrestler comes up with your name.
That's so funny. I know. There's a guy.
And he almost looks like you.
There's a guy, Chewy Martinez,
a
guy in San Antonio. Yeah, it's funny.
Okay,
it's
funny. Is not you.
That's not me, man. I used to wrestle in high school, but that's not me. I don't do it anymore.
I thought that was really funny.
I thought it was funny too. Yeah, it's hilarious.
So I'm just curious. You're obviously doing great in your career.
Yeah,
do you find that it's hard to break out into like a mainstream, like you can almost become pigeonholed, or
absolutely
in the Latino market where they're like, he's not for everyone in some weird way?
I've worked really hard, Vic, on that specifically, not allowing people to put me in a fucking box, because I hate that shit. Nobody should ever do that to somebody. Don't set limitations on me and where I can go. If you tell me that, I'm not afraid to work, because I'll outwork everybody in the room. I'll work towards that. I'm proud to be Latin. I'm proud to be Hispanic. I'm proud to be bilingual. I'm proud to come from immigrant farm workers, all that hard work, blood, sweat, and tears has been instilled in me and kind of made me into who I am now. And you're not just going to put me in a box and say, that's all Chewy Martinez is. Hell no, bro.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Well, it shouldn't happen. And
it happens, but it happens every day.
Well, we look at how many Latino guys are hosting, main primetime, or not primetime, late night shows, or,
right.
There's like one guy that's done it.
Right.
Pretty much.
George Lopez.
Yeah, and it's like somehow George Lopez has been carrying the sash or the crown of the Latino
torch.
guy.
I'm the Latin guy. Yeah.
Who like other people will watch.
Right.
White people will like.
He's great. Right.
It's ridiculous.
White people let him in.
Yeah.
He's great. He's amazing. He's talented. He's hilarious. He's definitely done his thing.
It sounds like you don't really focus on the lack of fairness in that. You just do your thing.
I do my thing, man. I do my thing. I want to appeal to Latins, but I also want to appeal to my Anglo brothers and sisters too,
Well, you do.
Yeah.
I mean, like the love that you're talking about, I think that's exactly what I saw when I first met you.
Yeah.
And that just transcends. That's just human.
Thank you, brother.
Right?
Yeah,
and
it is.
That's why I believe, I'm sure that's why you're having a lot of success.
Thank you. I hope,
because it's universal, and we need more of it.
We do need more of it, man. Especially now, times are rough.
So, being at Kiss FM, what is that like? Being in such an iconic place where you've got, I'm totally drawing.
Ryan, you got Ryan Seacrest in the mornings,
right? Has he been helpful to you or friendly towards you?
He's amazing. He's amazing. I definitely look up to him. He deserves everything he has now, man. That's a man that works.
Yeah.
He works his ass off. And he's definitely laid down like the foundation of how to really do it, and how to make it happen. I've definitely analyzed his career, his choices, what he does, his moves. Like he's an extremely intelligent individual.
Well, you have a company you've created.
Yeah.
Tell everyone the name of it.
It's humongous.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Thanks, man. It's my production company, man.
And how's that going?
It's going good, man. We're producing, we're writing, we're pitching, we're selling TV shows. We've got possible deals on the table. It's crazy, Vic. It's crazy. I never thought this would be my life, but it is. And I'm having these meetings and with these like A-lister, I'm not going to say any names because I'm not a name dropper like that, but having these crazy meetings that I never thought I'd be having, and I'm having them, and it's happening. It's all happening. 2016, 2015, 2014, and 13 definitely was just preparing me for all this because the good stuff, the great stuff, it takes time, man. It really does.
Well, and also people who wait to start loving life never end up really loving life because there's always going to be something more that we as humans kind of want. I think. Right. And I think like putting happiness on hold is really dangerous.
Right. You can't.
No.
You can't. You have to be happy now.
Because you seem to have a lot of gratitude. And I'm just curious, do you have a spiritual approach to life? And anything specific? Do you actually write out every day, like things you're grateful for?
Absolutely. I write out. I write out things every single day. I'm definitely spiritual. I believe in God. I have I'm spiritual. I have a relationship with God. I know God definitely knows I'm a good person and I have a good heart and my intentions are always good. And
do you go to church?
I don't. I don't go to church, man. I used to a lot when I was young.
How about temple? Do you go to
temple?
synagogue?
I would totally go to temple with you, bro.
We could always take. We love.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah, it's an open invitation.
I'll bring all 6 of my agents. I'll bring everybody from CAA to come down.
So you have your own relationship. It's not organized religion.
It's not organized. You know what? I'll keep it real with you, man. My great grandfather was an elder in the Kingdom Hall, which is Jehovah's Witnesses, and he built congregations in Mexico. He built like 15 of them. It's crazy. He built like 15 of them.
This is your grandfather.
My great grandfather on my mother's side.
Okay.
So he did his thing, man, and that kind of like carried on into our family, and that's what we were kind of taught, and growing up, there's definitely a love-hate with it. I'm kind of opposed to organized religion because I just think I think there's a lot of evil, especially when it
can be used in the wrong way.
It could definitely be used and harnessed in the wrong way.
Someone's head's getting chopped off. That's my litmus test.
Right. Oh, they just chopped his head off. There's a problem. Yeah, we gotta change something here.
Yeah.
But totally. my father was he doesn't believe in anything. My father is totally.
He believes on heading out the door.
Heading out the door, but yeah, my father. I think that also ended the relationship between my mother and my father. That he was a hardcore atheist. So you have this Christian woman and an atheist. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now I hate to kind of. I like our shows to be kind of like timeless.
Totally.
And so I haven't really talked about anything that's in the news currently, but there is one thing I am curious about. With your Latin roots and who you are, what do you think about Trump?
You know what?
And just as a note, when we're all doing this, Donald Trump at this moment is running for the Republican nomination.
Right.
And he keeps on saying we need to build a wall that Mexico will pay for.
Mexico's not going to pay for the wall. Do you know what? Donald Trump reminds me of that one guy in high school that just tried to impress everyone. He reminds me of that one jock that he's the most popular guy in school that's just trying to he wants everyone to love him, especially all the people that are just in positions of power. He wants people to love him.
Are you offended by him? Brother, or do you think it's just politics and it's a lot of hot air? It's
a lot of hot air, but when you see these rallies with thousands of people and you see rallies with his support system and people who are actually support, it's hot air to me, but when it's actually like catching the ears of certain people,
right?
And people are believing this shit that he's spitting out, that's when it becomes dangerous.
I think also, like, if I were Mexican, I wouldn't when he says some of them are okay.
Right.
Some of them.
What does that mean?
And calling them. Right. It's just like they're not even human almost. It's just, I don't know. I'm offended, and I'm not Mexican.
Yeah, I'm brother, I'm offended. But, you're not gonna kick my brothers and sisters out of this country. We do far too much for this country. We work our asses off. And we contribute so much, not only culturally, but just in economics.
Oh, completely.
There's too many of us, man.
I was in a Mexican restaurant here in L.A. and it's
Mexican
crazy.
restaurant here in LA.
I found one. I had to go on Yelp.
Where did you go?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm in this place, and my friend goes, this is a real, look around. He goes, this is a really good Mexican restaurant. Yeah. Everyone here is Hispanic, and I said to him, I go, you go to any restaurant and everyone's Hispanic. Yeah. It's not like, go to the Asian restaurant. It's going to all be, it's
right.
We live in a very heavily Do you think which do you prefer, Latino or Hispanic, or what is the difference? Because
you can call me whatever you want.
I always wonder, Hispanic I hear more often.
I consider myself Mexican Dominican. And you can call me Latin, you can call me Hispanic, but I consider myself Latino. But you can call me whatever, man. I don't get offended.
What would be the difference? Hispanic, would that be Mexican?
Yeah, there's so many meanings, bro. Like if you're Spanish, you're from Spain. You're Hispanic with native roots. You're Latino, and your origins are somewhere else. It's just like there's like
okay. I'll just call you
on
Chewy.
and on.
I'm going to call you Chewy.
Chewy. That's very Mexican.
It's much easy.
You'll definitely know I'm Mexican.
Is it short for anything?
Chewy. Jesus. I'm a Jesus.
Really?
And the nickname for Jesus in Mexico is Chewy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay,
man.
Cool.
So I'm a Chewy.
Well, I want to. I've got some questions here that are a little provocative. We're going to kind of turn a corner here.
Damn.
Yeah, these are a little lighter. And I want to.
I don't believe you.
Yes, it's true. It is now time for you to face 15 of the universe's fairest questions. Yeah,
nice.
Jeremy and I. That was well done, Jeremy. We worked very hard on that. That's 2 hours of work.
Jeremy, I love it.
Yeah. There's something about when you hear an echo, it becomes much more important.
That's awesome. Sounding. The echo was great.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
If you could make love with any female celebrity, Chewy, over 50 years old, who would that be and why?
Damn. Over 50?
Over 50. I'll go over 40 if you want. If that makes it easier.
Helen Mirren.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, she's
why?
She's just a hot piece of ass to me. And I've interviewed her a couple times.
Yeah.
She's just dope. She's a freak. I could just tell.
How old is she?
I don't know, man. I don't care, but she's a freak.
Really? You would be excited about that?
Oh, I would tear her up.
Wow.
I would destroy her.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
Yeah. Her or what's her name? Definitely her, but there's another one. I forgot her name. She was in The Untouchables with Kevin Costner, and she was in I'm gonna hate myself.
Well, if it hits you, let me know. Okay, I have an answer. Mine's Betty White.
Betty White?
Yeah, because my feeling is, and this is horrible, but I have a feeling I'd kill her in bed, and it would really help my career. Because they'd say, how did Betty die? Fucking Vic to death.
Yo, Vic tore her ass up and she died. Broke both her hips, everything. Pelvic bone,
right.
everything.
We fought, right? I get
just shattered her ass up.
For sure. And that's a good career move, I think. And she's been with probably a lot of really good guys.
Yes.
Too. So I'd be like,
most definitely.
Look at a list of great ones.
Most definitely.
What male actor, here's the next question, over 18 would you have, over 18, would you have sex with if you were forced to? Or let's say make love. Let's make it sweeter.
Forced to?
Forced to.
Jesus Christ. Vic is going.
That's not an option.
Vic is going in.
You said Jesus. That's not your answer.
You know what? Who's pretty hot? Gerard Butler.
Wow.
Yeah, man. He's kind of, yeah, bro. If I had to play on the other team for a couple minutes, I'd let him pound me.
Really? You'd be the receiver?
I'd totally be a receiver.
Power?
Because I'd be having like 300 flashbacks.
You think like a power bottom?
Yeah.
It's cool. I like that you actually know. You already know.
I already know, bro.
Have you had a same-sex relationship?
Never.
It is a fair question.
Never, man. I've never had a same-sex relationship.
No, would you like one?
I don't know if I'm not cut out for that, bro. I like vaginas.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, bro. I think it's my cousin's gay, and I
Carlos?
see. No, James.
I know Carlos. We've heard so much.
James
about.
And my cousin James is gay, and I just see all the shit he goes through, in society, but also in his dating and his love life. I'm not cut out for that. He has a new boyfriend like every 6 months. I'm not, no, man. Like, and it's like.
You love the vagina.
I love the vagina.
I would go with Bradley Cooper. He's my man crush.
Really?
Yeah, there's something about him. I just think he's pretty good looking for a guy.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I don't think I would be a power bottom. I think I'd just blow him. If I were forced.
Right.
This is, okay. Now, here's another question. It's really important.
Yes. On
the scale of 100 to 0, 100 is the most straight and 0 is totally gay.
Okay.
Where do you think you are on that list, on that line? And the reason I ask is there's a belief in psychology that we all are somewhere in the middle, like somewhere in there.
Yeah. I'm a little, I'll admit it, man. I'm a little metro.
Like what? Give me a number.
I don't know, between 1 and 100. And
100 is like so straight.
100 is like flaming.
No, 100 is straight as can be, and 0 is like you've got 3 dicks in your mouth.
Okay. Like 5 is like I'm in a gangbang, like getting raped.
Pretty much, yeah. And you're enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it. I would say maybe, I don't know, maybe 80, 85, 90.
Okay, so you're like 50.
Yeah, man. I like getting my nails done. I like getting my feet done. I like the finer things. I like getting taken care of. I like.
You had that mom that kind of.
I'm sensitive as fuck too, bro. I'll cry right now. So I think that had to do.
You were getting teary-eyed, as I've noticed.
Yeah.
Are you into S&M? Because
I like getting punched and slapped, and I like it. I
would have put money on it.
I like getting choked, man.
I know why.
Why?
Because your mom beat the crap out of you. And that's how you equate love.
You think?
I think that
no.
Yeah, I think that the way your mind's been wired is that the one woman who you could always count on for love, there was also a lot of pain attached to it. It might be. I mean, we can't control this. Don't feel shame around it.
You're getting all Dr. Phil on me.
I know. It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
But you like getting choked out?
I like girls like choking me, and I like getting slapped. Like, I like that shit.
Just be careful.
Yeah. I know.
Suddenly this interview could turn into evidence,
I know.
And also, you don't do like the autoerotic asphyxiation thing.
No. I'm not David Carradine.
Yeah.
No, I'm not none of that. I like getting, I'm a big dude.
Yeah.
And I like a girl like, really, I like getting handled.
You like your beard being pulled?
I like my beard getting pulled.
How about your mustache being bit?
No, I like my lips getting bit. I like my hair being pulled.
Okay.
Yeah. Spanked my ass a couple times.
Really? You like being spanked?
Yeah, I do.
This is great. I had no idea. And these are questions I was wanting to ask when I first met you.
First couple minutes we knew each other, you're like.
Well, the beard would be a great, like if I were a woman and I knew that, I think I'd be pulling on your beard a lot with my teeth.
Yikes. Really?
Yeah.
Are you having a moment right now, Vic?
No, but I'm just saying.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe I should replace, would that be horrible if I said you and my, like.
Yeah.
That'd be really creepy.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, so here's another one. Are you pro or anti-pornography?
Okay. Porn has its purpose, okay? People need some assistance. I totally get that. Porn makes me laugh my ass off. If
laughing your ass off means jerking off.
Yeah,
having an orgasm.
I've jerked off to like mags and stuff, but it's porn is hilarious to me. Like I love watching that shit and just laughing. Yeah, I think the more amateur type stuff is like, I don't like the chicks that have like the full makeup.
Me neither, because that's not real.
That's not real,
Shoot,
bro.
I'll tell you what I like. I like a pimple on the ass.
Real, me too.
Because that's real.
I like stretch marks.
Yeah, I want to see
a real woman
you like actually would be with. Like, right. I mean, that's the girl I'm with. If she's got 3 or 4 pink little zits on her ass, perfect. Even better.
Perfect. That's a real woman.
That's a real lady.
That's a real woman.
But I will say this, and this is something I want you to think about.
What's up?
You got a girlfriend.
I do.
Here's what I say: porn is okay if it's doesn't become a substitute or interfere with the relationship.
Exactly.
And I know a lot of guys who are addicted to this stuff.
Crazy.
And they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
That's not good.
And here's the way to tell if
you got your lady there.
Right. And you're cheating on her, guys. I honestly believe that. If it's interfering and it's like you become more, because the porn can become more interesting than real life because it's a selfish act.
Right. Totally.
Masturbating.
But my thing is, like, if you're into that stuff, like, create your own scenario at home.
I'm way into role playing.
Spice it up with your woman.
Not all guys are like you and me.
Right.
Seriously, there are guys who don't have that imagination.
Right. You hear that, ladies? We got imagination.
Oh, I've got lots of them.
We'll get it popping.
But I honestly, and here's a way for you to tell if it's becoming an issue or maybe it's time to hold back. Challenge yourself to stop. And see if you can.
Nice.
If you can't stop, I'm talking to you, Chewy.
Wow. I'm not addicted, though.
No, but if you I know you enjoy it at times.
Nah.
Okay, so you don't even really like it. It's not like the gambling thing.
No,
you could see yourself.
No, the gambling is.
Okay.
But porn, no. My girl likes watching porn, too.
Okay, that's great. So you guys use it together.
We watch it together. So.
Prostitution, should it be legalized?
Oof. I can't hate on nobody making their money, man. I've never been with a prostitute. I've never had to like fork out some cash to get laid. Guys
who use prostitutes don't have to. A lot of them.
I just think
they do it for the thrill of.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are lonely, bro. I think a lot of men are lonely.
Prostitution. The correct answer on this one: legalized.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because it's happening already.
Oh, it's happening all the time.
Every one of those massage places on Lincoln.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say every one.
Oh wait. On Lincoln.
Like in Venice and all over the place.
Really?
I don't want to listen.
How do you know?
It's just known on the streets, Chewy.
Oh, really?
I don't do it.
Okay. I don't believe you, but okay.
I've never, I had one woman reach for me, but I'll tell you that.
Oh, and you stopped her? I don't believe you.
I don't want to get into that. This is.
Is this about me? This is about me.
You.
No.
But I believe it's happening already. Look at Craigslist, Backpage. It's all over the place.
Brother, people are going to.
And these people, it's to protect the women that it should be legal because they're already doing it, but it's unregulated and they're in danger.
Sex, booze, and drugs. Those are 3 industries that will never go out of business, brother.
You mentioned that you enjoy food. If you could have one food to live on your entire life, just one food, what would it be? And then I'll tell you the correct answer. How would I know what the correct answer is?
Wow.
And don't be like, surprise me. No, just be honest.
Oh, Dick,
just
come on.
Just be honest.
Okay. My mother's enchiladas or my mom's chicken soup. It's crazy.
Really?
Bro. Yes.
Is it like Jewish chicken soup or is it spicy?
It's spicy with vegetables and it has yuca in there and it has rice, like the orange Mexican rice that she makes, and she makes fresh tortillas.
That sounds great.
It's a wrap. I could eat that every day.
I would go with pizza.
Pizza.
It's simple.
Really?
I just love it.
What kind?
I go with pepperoni, sausage. I'll do sometimes. It doesn't matter.
You're from back east,
Chicago.
Right? You're from Chicago.
Yeah, but my favorite pizza place in LA is Tomato Pie on Melrose.
That place is good.
I love it.
I love that place.
Really? I had it today, and they're cheap too.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they got that tomato pie.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of cheese on it. It's just sprinkled with some Parmesan. It's actually healthy.
I love that place.
It's right across from Fairfax, guys.
Right next to Sporty LA, the sneaker store.
Sporty LA I've got an issue with.
Why?
They will not return. They do take no returns, and they are obnoxious about it.
Yikes.
They put it right in your face. I bought a pair of shoes and walked back. I'm not kidding. Within an hour, and they said we accept no returns and I'm like, well, that doesn't. I never even wore them, and they go like, we've never given it, and they were like putting it in my face, like we've never taken back a pair.
Hold up,
I'm done with them.
Why would you?
And that was like 10 years ago.
Why would you even?
I changed my mind. I'm allowed to change my mind.
In an hour?
Yes.
You're crazy, bro.
Yeah, you know what? I'm the customer. You know what? Like, you go to Bloomingdale's, you go to Nordstrom, they take it back. You could have run 10 miles in them, and they'll take them back.
But those are large chains.
But
Sporty LA only has like 2-3 stores.
Oh, that guy's rich.
He's
got a big business.
He's loaded.
And you know what? The least he can do is take back a pair of shoes that wasn't even worn, that was purchased within an hour.
Vic is heated.
It really bothers me.
You were mad.
I think I did a little Yelp review on that.
Did you? Well, I want to go look for it.
Because they were so mean about it.
Were they?
Yeah, they were flaunting in my face. They're like, look at the sign. It's never happened. We've been in business for years. You're never going to get them to take them back.
Jesus.
And they were right.
Dicks.
Yeah. All right.
I'm going to stop going there. Because
I really got worked up.
Yeah, you did. You turned red.
Could you name every woman that you've made love to?
Nah, bro. I can't.
Really?
No.
Would you say would you say it's over 50?
Yes.
Do you have a fan policy? Like,
I don't like, what do you mean fan policy?
Like you'll sleep with a fan?
I don't fuck listeners. I don't fuck people who follow me. I don't.
What about make love?
None of the above, brother. I don't. That's not my style.
Hand job?
No, none of that. I. If you don't know what I do, that's the way I've always lived my life, brother.
Are you afraid? Like that someone's using you?
Afraid of hell yeah. Being used, they probably want some money. It's like you don't know people's intentions, brother. But I've never used my title or my jobs to get laid. I don't do that. That's not my style.
You practice safe sex all the time?
Oh, in college, no.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Phoenix College and then went to Arizona State.
Okay, cool.
I'm a Sun Devil.
Cool.
Yeah.
So in college, no, you were a little reckless.
I'm gonna keep it real, brother. I was raw dogging it a couple times. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's so dangerous.
It was, and girls, man, girls are like, you don't need that.
What do you think about Tinder?
I'm fascinated by it.
I love Tinder.
It's like, are you on Tinder?
Yeah. Well, I'm on a break right now.
What is that?
Court ordered. I'm kidding. That's how it sounds.
It sounded so
that
creepy.
Was a joke. No.
Court ordered.
No, I said that as a joke. I said that as a joke. And it's not court ordered.
I'm so fascinated.
No, I'll tell you
bro.
why. Because my fingers were getting sore. The thumb.
No.
My index finger.
No,
no, because you know what? I had an experience. I made love to a woman.
I want to hear this.
And
I want to hear this.
She was amazing.
Was she?
This woman, this is when you know, like, you've got a crazy lady.
Okay.
She named her vagina Bellagio after the fountain.
Okay, when she said that, did you run the fuck out?
No, I loved that.
Really?
I love like a fountain going on.
Yikes.
But the thing is, like, I don't know how we weren't charged at this hotel for the mattress. A hazmat team wouldn't even be allowed in this thing. I mean, that mattress was destroyed. Yeah, there was not a dry spot.
How old was she?
That thing. Like 60, 70. No, I'm kidding. No, she was like in her probably early 40s.
Yummy. Was she hot?
She was so hot. Afterwards, I'll show you a picture.
Show me, I know you got a picture.
Now.
No,
I do.
No, I want to see a picture now.
I don't want it on the cameras.
Just leave it down. Show me now.
She is really hot. And it kind of scared me because.
Shit,
because I didn't really, I realized that was kind of risky.
You think? All those apps, bro.
No, but I don't know where, she's been and.
Like you care.
And
like you
I'm
really
sure
cared
I wasn't the
moment.
first one splashing in her fountain.
Right.
And then
my girlfriend just texted me, can you bring me a chocolate cupcake? Isn't she the cutest?
That's sweet.
I'm gonna bring her a whole dozen.
Where does she think you are?
She knows I'm here with you. No, she knows I'm here.
Think this is a bakery?
I don't know where she thinks I am.
I love that.
Yeah, I love her.
Let me see if I can find that picture. She's really hot. And then she came over twice.
What?
To the hotel.
Vic.
And
you banged her out twice, bro?
Yeah. And then this is funny. The second night, she wouldn't stop snoring.
Oh my God.
And I was up all night with this girl. So I could not fall asleep. So I woke her up. I'm like, listen, I'm really sorry, but I don't know what to do. Like you're snoring on, and I guess it was probably she's just dehydrated, but she was.
You worked her out.
Yeah, totally. And then she's
was this in L.A.?
No,
where was it?
In Florida. Orlando.
And
I'm like, what? She goes, so she
you fucked a cast member, huh? Did you fuck a cast member from?
Dopey. Sneezy.
Yeah. Snorry. Hey.
Totally. Yeah. She's like, what do you? This is great. She goes, are you kicking me to the curb?
And she said like that?
Yeah. And I'm like, a light went off in my head. I'm like, Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of
You
here.
need to leave.
Get out of here.
Now.
So she took off, and let me see if I can quickly find her picture. And that was it. She was gone, but she's really great. But
how many times after that did you use Tinder?
I didn't again. I had to put it down. I mean, and the other thing is like that whole squirting thing. You don't know if it's what it really is. You know what I mean? Like it was sour.
You were you were chin deep
I'm
in it.
sorry, yeah.
You dirty animal.
I know.
You were a piggy.
You can see why I'm off it. I had no control, and she was so hot.
Was she?
I couldn't believe it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is not a very good episode. Suddenly, this is called the edited episode.
Is it? Oh, we're not going to air this.
No.
This isn't live.
I'm kidding.
I thought we were live.
We are live. Yeah, we are. Let me see if I can find her real quick. Okay. Hold on one second. We're almost out of time here. Let me see if I can find her.
We're on like question number 2 or 3.
I know we're never getting through the 15.
Really?
Never. We're going to end it here.
No. Nice.
No, I'm telling you, this girl is beautiful.
Good job, Vic.
Yeah, but anyways, I felt like I needed a break. So you've never engaged in Tinder. We're actually out of time. Can
Are you
believe it?
serious?
Yeah, I mean the hour's just blown by.
That
And
was fun.
now I look like a total disgusting animal.
You look like a gross pig.
I really do. I don't know how that happened. This was supposed to be about you, and somehow I ended up. But if things don't work out with you and the lady, I'm telling you, Tinder is a wonderful place.
That scares me, bro. I couldn't.
It's not. Everyone says I'm not looking for a hookup. I'm not looking for a hookup. And you know, I'd actually really need to meet someone, and I know it's not going to happen if I do stuff like that.
Vic, my boys are all on Tinder, and they blow out backs and break headboards like every other day. They're disgusting.
Yeah,
They're on every
That's
other.
not me. I mean,
shut the fuck.
No, I'm serious.
No,
I don't
believe you.
I don't think I'm capable of it.
I don't believe you.
I don't have the self-esteem to believe. I mean, honestly, to think I'm good enough, looking enough.
You are, bro.
I hate to say that. It's embarrassing to say, but I have very do you think I'm like on a scale of 1 to 10?
You're not asking me on a scale. You're an 11, bro.
No, seriously. That's just saying something to say something.
You're a hot little piece of ass.
You think I'm like
bro.
a 7?
No, you're like an 8.
Really? Do you think?
Yeah.
I think you're like a 9.
No,
because for the bear, you're like the bear guy, you know, and for power bottom.
Wow.
That was very revealing. I'd rather focus on that.
No.
Yeah. All right, Chewy. We have to run. Anything you'd like to promote, or how can people get a hold of you?
Just hit me up.
They want to say hi.
Just hit me up on all my socials at Chewy Martinez. CHUEY Martinez. That's for Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Hit me up.
All right. Well, thanks again for making it all the way here downtown. I hope you weren't having flashbacks to your childhood years.
I wasn't, man. I wasn't.
Yeah, we're in a nicer part of town here.
This is great.
This is actually pretty cool.
This studio's awesome. I want to live in here. Can I move in here?
We'll have to ask Jeremy.
Jeremy, can I live here?
Jeremy, you want a roommate?
Sure. Jeremy's like, get out of here.
All right. Well, we want to thank you guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching, listening, Chewy, again, I know you're super busy. This is awesome. Spending some time with you. You're a great guy. You know?
Anytime,
You
brother.
got a great story.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for sharing just some of it. I'm sure there's so much more.
Crazy. Thank you, man.
All right. We'll see you soon. Thanks again. Subscribe on iTunes.
Bye.
Yeah. I'm Vic Cohen, and it's a fair question. It's a fair question. It's a fair question. I'm Vic Cohen, and it's a fair question. It's a fair question. I'm Vic Cohen, and it's a fair question.